In this video, I'm going to show you what to expect 2 weeks post-op from TLIF fusion surgery. I'm Clint Grimes, and if you want to know what happens to me in the first 6 weeks after surgery, so you'll know what will probably happen to you, subscribe and click on the notification bell so you won't miss anything. At the time I'm shooting this video, I'm 12 days post-op. This is the period when you're going to be reestablishing your daily routine. With a little bit of trial and error, it didn't take very long to get things down. It's pretty much about pre-staging things where you need them and where you can reach them. For example, we have a pedestal bed and all of my t-shirts, shorts, underwear, socks, and everything else are in drawers under that bed. Well, I can't bend down to pick those up right now. So now they're stacked on top of a box so I don't have to bend to get them. You may want to do something like that. Likewise, I recommend that you have your shoes that you wear all the time, and I recommend a pair of comfortable pre-tied sneakers, staged by your extra long shoehorn, and then make sure when you take your shoes back off, you take them off where you keep that long shoehorn. You're only supposed to be upright 25 minutes at a time. I highly recommend that you adhere to this no matter how good you feel. I made the mistake of coaching a 30-minute resistance band training session in which I alternated between sitting and standing, followed by a 35-minute Zoom conference call in which I sat. The rest of the day and night, I paid the price with my legs hurting just like they did before surgery. Fortunately, the pain subsided with 2 Percocet, 2 Tylenol, and a good night's sleep. Ever since then, I've been taking 1 Percocet at night and Tylenol twice a day. Needless to say, I held my next conference call laying down. Unprofessional perhaps, but we're talking about your back here. If the attendees know your condition, they'll understand, and even if they don't, it's your back, not their back. I went to a small outdoor gathering at church, and I spent about half the time lying down in the shade. Everybody knew why. It was kind of obvious because I was wearing a back brace, and they encouraged me to be comfortable. Now I adhere to this rule strictly, alternating between sitting up and standing and laying down. And now I want to show you a handy-dandy trick for your back brace. If you got one of these back braces like this, it comes with these 2 pull tabs, and I don't know if you're like me, you're always losing the tabs even if you stick them to the brace. So when you take the brace off, take the 2 tabs and then stick them to each other. And then you can stick them to the brace if you want or not. That way when you find one tab, you'll find both of them. I found that to be pretty helpful. I had my second home visit from my physical therapist, and I'm walking 18 minutes 3 times a day as of when I shot this. Each day I increase each walk by a minute, and I'll do that until I reach 20 minutes per walk per day 2 days from now. I find it easier to walk to a cadence, so I'm listening to military marches when I'm walking. I'm actually a house music fan, but this seems to work the best for me. I'm 9 pounds lighter than the day I went in for surgery. I didn't calculate my percent body fat pre-op, but it's about at 13 right now. I've adjusted my calories downward in an effort to be as lean as possible when I'm allowed to go back to resistance training rather than eating the same and having to take off the fat when I resume my normal activities. I started doing isometric holds for my abs, upper body, and legs to help preserve muscle tone until I'm allowed to train again. My visiting physical therapist cleared it, but the PT center, which I'll be sent to by my doctor, said not to do any holds where my hands are above my head, so I'm adhering to that. 2 days from now, I'll have my first follow-up with my surgeon. I'll be exactly 2 weeks post-op then. My hope is that he releases me for office physical therapy. I'll be going to Corey and Bueller, which is where I went after my Achilles surgery, and I'll leave a link for them in the description. Click on this playlist to see the updates you missed. Like this video if you like it, and if you would like to see what recovery from spinal fusion is going to be like as I go through it, so you'll know what to expect in the coming weeks, subscribe and click on the notification bell so you won't miss the next post-op update. That's it. That's all. See you next week.